Even right now, while I sit down and think about this moment, never in a million years did I think I would interview Mr. Mathieu Cote, and I'm still shaking from this interview. I wish I could have said more, but yeah, thank you so much, Matthew. Thank you.
Live?
Yeah, we're live. Don't worry, there's no one watching.
It's
They,
okay.
they watch the vibes. All right. All right. I'm here with Mathieu Cote.
Hi.
Hi. The one and only. How do you feel about year 10?
It's gonna be such a big year for us. Like year 9 was amazing. We have shown quite a lot of the really cool surprises we have in store. Yeah,
Yeah.
come along for the ride. It's gonna be good.
Okay, I'm just going to get right into it. You mentioned two survivors
Yep.
who were in what we all just watched, right? It was in the video. Any hints to where we could look
In the broadcast.
in the broadcast? Yes. But where exactly?
I've been told not to say anything. So you'll have to go back, watch,
Okay.
enhance, and magnify.
And magnify.
Yeah.
Okay. So there are a couple of licenses that are not here in Dead by Daylight yet. One of the most famous ones is the one with the Grudge. Now, in between now and let's say 2 years from now, how close are we to finally achieving this dream?
I'm not gonna tell you anything. Like we've announced a lot of stuff in the broadcast already. We've told people a lot of news. We've spilled the beans on many things. I can't say anymore. So if we haven't talked about it in the broadcast, of course I can't talk about it
Of
right
course.
now. If not, the PR team is standing by and they will tackle me to the ground.
They will tackle you. Oh, that's not good. That's not good.
Who wants that?
Let's go to another awkward question. Yeah. One of my we have to skip that, right? Okay, I can mention it though. The Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
Okay.
Have you heard of this
You
game?
can say whatever you want.
Yeah.
I just can't.
Right.
answer. That's fine.
Right. Zombies Ate My Neighbors. Have you heard of this game?
Yes, I have.
Yes. What are your thoughts on it? And ever coming back to DVD? Is it ever?
I'm not gonna answer that bit.
Okay.
But I can say I think it's a cool game.
Yeah. Okay. It has also a sequence of Pachogo. I don't know if you're familiar with that sequence. Yeah, there's a Pachogo game, and it's very, very expensive. It's like around 150 on
Okay.
SNES, and it's a follow-up sequel of
Okay.
Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
I will
Also
not
very
that.
popular. No? Okay. Another question. So, it was talked about in the broadcast, but not entirely. All we heard was it's coming soon.
Yeah.
Okay, it's coming soon. There's been this new hack where hackers are destroying people's PCs. Right, when they go live, they have the entity spawn up, and they go and it just crashes their PC. Is there any way to get rid of this anytime soon?
I don't have the technical information to answer this, and I don't want to say anything stupid or something that I'll regret. But clearly, anytime something like that has happened in the past, and it has happened in the past, like people try to find terrible ways to ruin people's days. We do have a few professionals on board whose sole purpose it is to find these things and find ways to fix this. So yeah, we are taking this very seriously.
Yeah, because in the past, in my future matches, I would personally talk to the hackers, and they would tell me, well, you can report me, but I'll just pop up another account and another account.
Yeah. Some people are assholes. We don't like them.
What are the chances of you reverting back the Michael Myers changes?
Me personally, that's not gonna happen because that's not my job.
Oh.
You'd have to ask Dave about that.
Dave. So Dave's
He's our
responsible.
creative director.
You know, it's kind of funny because I was actually looking for the person who was responsible for this.
Yeah, I'm throwing Dave under the bus, and that's a perfect place for him to be right now.
Okay, so I will ask Dave about it. A lot of people are still upset about the goal being too OP, too powerful, about the game.
Pish posh.
Is there another future nerf coming for the goal?
I mean, whenever there's a new killer coming out, about half the people scream that he's OP and half the people scream that he's completely useless. Well, just give it a little moment for people to get acquainted and be people understanding how to play against them. Then we'll see.
Okay. Another popular question that I have here is, how was it working with Scott? How long did you guys work to finish the project?
It was a long time coming. There was conversations quite a long time ago for this to happen. And it's always good to be able to work directly with the creator of something like that, because it means that we can get the information from them, like, what do your fans want to see in there? And they know their fans better than we could ever. Like, we can do all the research we want. We even have quite a lot of fans on the team, but even then, like, it was great. It's always great to be able to have direct access to the creators. It makes for better content in the end.
Right, of course. There hasn't been much behind the scenes for the Chucky when Chucky came out, and I would have loved to have seen that personally, because I'm a huge Chucky fan, and it was my dream chapter. Will we ever get a chance to see the behind the scenes for that?
It's a tough one. I doubt there's more to show, really.
There was mention that there was voice lines somewhere that aren't being used for Chucky. Is that true?
Whenever we do voice recording sessions, we record a lot of footage, and in the end, in the game, we only have a couple of minutes total, right? Mm-hmm. So there will always be amazing stuff left on the cutting room floor. Same with Nick Cage, right? He recorded a lot of voice lines and a lot of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
In certain cases, we'll be able to release some of it in the future, but I don't want to get your hopes up for that.
Okay. One of my last few questions. So the community was not too proud of the PTB, the haste and hinder effects being shown in the PTB, and so people were asking, is it psychological, like, warfare going on with behavior and the community that you guys added haste on purpose just to see how the community reacts?
It's certainly not psychological warfare, but we do put some changes in the PTB on purpose to see how people will react. That's the whole point of the PTB, right? We put some stuff in there, we see how people play with it. We may test it internally, but when you put it in the hands of 1 million people, you get much better results as to how people want to see this implemented. So, yeah.
Okay. I know I'm going all over the place, but I watched. I watched a past broadcast where you mentioned where you talked about future chapters, right?
Yeah.
And you said you are 3 to 5 to maybe even 10 years from now that you can't talk about. So
not
when
10.
maybe
That's crazy.
Okay, not 10. Okay.
Yeah, it's true that I
true.
spend a lot of my days having conversations with people about stuff that we might do in the next 2, 3, 4 years. Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay. So it is true. Yes. So my question is, why do we have surveys then if we know what's coming 5 years from now, 6 years from now?
We don't know. But the thing is, if we want to do something like Five Nights at Freddy's, we need to start these conversations early on so that we can actually see if it's possible, see if both sides are interested, if our visions align, if we're going to be able to do that. And of course, we have many of those conversations at a time, and then the surveys help us decide which ones we should go for. They also give us insights on, we hadn't thought of that. Okay, let's reach out and see if these people are interested. So yeah, it's still very useful.
One of my hopes for this game is to also branch out, right? And I do like the, how do you say, the 1v4 a simulator game? I want to see it branched out to like an adventure game. Tell the stories about other survivors.
Like we've done with the
casting
of Frank Stone.
Yeah, similar to this. Yes.
Yes, there will be more things like that are outside of the main game, that are other ways for people to interact with the world of Dead by Daylight. Yes,
it's coming. Can we get like a time?
No, you can't.
We cannot get a time frame of when it's coming, and we can't talk about when Pennywise is coming or the Predator is coming to DVD.
No.
We cannot talk about that.
No, we can't.
We can't, not.
I wish, but no.
But we can talk about Teletubbies coming into DVD.
No, we can't talk about that.
Because I remember it was on the survey. I saw Teletubbies, Jurassic World. I saw WWE. I was like, what is this? fighting games into a horror genre?
Is it that crazy?
You got me there. You got me there. Is it crazy? Does that mean that a survivor can pick up a steel?
Means nothing.
So a survivor with the steel chair beating up a killer coming in when 2026, 2027. It's coming.
Sure. You heard it here first.
You heard it here first. Steel
No,
chairs.
That's a lie. That's not true.
That was sarcasm.
Yes.
He's being facetious.
Exactly.
You're being facetious. So, probably the most important question. The most important question. I've been begging for this. Eric Scott. Everyone. What am I saying? Eric Scott. Eric Pope. I've been asking everyone for this.
Yeah.
Purple shirts for the TTV_Shouldhowmaybe channel. When are they coming?
I don't know, man. You'll have to hold on a little bit for that. And that's not me. That's Eric. If you asked Eric and he didn't give you the answer you want, I'm sorry, I can't help.
Well, that was obviously the most important question we have here. As you can tell by my handwriting, it's really bad.
I can't tell anything.
Anti-slugging, camping,
Yeah.
tunneling.
We talked a little bit about that in the broadcast.
When are we finally gonna, quote unquote, fix the problem?
I mean, we're constantly going to make things better, but there are always going to be ways for people that purposely want to make you angry. They'll have ways, because Dead by Daylight needs to have a level of freedom in there so that really cool things can happen that you did not anticipate. But that means that many uncool things can also happen by definition. So we're doing our best to make sure that more fun stuff happens than unfun stuff, but it's part of the freedom. It comes with it.
You know what surprised me about the broadcast was the show of Pizzeria being also an outside map. I thought it would be specifically an inside map, like Midwich.
Yeah.
I was very surprised by that. Whose decision was it to lean forward to both sides?
It was a common decision between us and Scott and everything, because we thought it was gonna give a better experience, period. Like, an exterior is also really fun, right? And so, yeah, that's just what happened. But you'll have to wait and experience the map for yourself before you make judgment.
How do you feel that every time I start a match, I find the nearest pallet and just throw it within the first 2 minutes of the match?
Okay, you do what you want.
But my other team will probably report me for helping the killer in the match. Is that is that excuse valid to report for that, for small things like that?
I don't believe so, no.
No.
No. But I mean, it's always a matter of where you draw the line in these things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not saying you should be doing things just to be an asshole and you're going to be fine, you're never going to report it. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is, if you just have fun and throw a pallet early in the match,
okay,
then that's not an excuse to get banned.
Okay, okay. I promise you, one of my last questions.
Sure.
Is it an reportable offense to pretend to rescue a survivor from a hook? Is that a reportable offense? Yes or no? You know, when they spam the hook wrap?
Yeah, I know. I doubt it, but I don't know. I'm not the right person to ask this. I don't want to say anything stupider than I have already done.
My suspicion was that I can't put up a footage right now, but my suspicion was that I got banned from that 2 years ago, and I just want to know, was that the reason why I got banned for it?
I doubt it. It seems like there's more stuff to that story, so I'm gonna leave it at that.
There was some body blocking at a different match.
I'm not gonna comment on that. You sound like you're having way too much fun towing the line of what is acceptable and not.
What? We just want to know the facts.
Fair enough. I'm not the arbiter. I'm not the judge of this, so I'm not the right person to tell you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
pleasure.
much for this interview.
All right.
Can I shake your hand?
Yes.
And can I get an autograph?
Sure.
Thank you so much.